historically speaking, the ML was never really that good. It was always a little bit bouncy, a little bit like a ship, because it's very hard to make a car work off-road and on-road at the same time. Generally speaking, old-fashioned suspension meant that the only way to make it work off-road was to make the suspension very soft and allow the wheels to have travel up and down, which meant that the ride on the road was like driving through jelly. And when you actually pulled up the traffic lights, the car would continue going. And almost all 4x4s at the time were very similar. Almost all of them that came out that could actually go off-road were exactly the same temperament. Now things have moved on. A lot of that's to do with electronic slip differentials and, improvements in the way suspension operates and the way you can put in air suspension or whatever you want to do. So what about this? This is exactly what Mercedes needs. A superb car on the road. Boring, yes, I'll give you that. It is a little boring to drive, but then you won't buy this because you want to race around a track. You're going to buy this because you want to drive around the roads, and maybe, just maybe, it might see a little bit of dirt too while you're at it. Now it's autumn in Ireland and the colours have come out beautifully and everything is awash with yellows and reds and purples and blues and all sorts of other bloody colours, including blue of my fingers from being outside in it. And so Ireland looks like a patchwork quilt made up of old scraps, and it's gorgeous. That sun's very low in the sky and very bright at the same time. The ML suits this country perfectly because I can happily sit on a motorway with the cruise control on for thousands of bloody miles and not get tired once. I can. I did it. I've done it. I've driven half around in this country. I was in Montello yesterday. Drove all the way up from Portlaoise to go to Montello. The ride is perfect, and even this road is so rough. I mean rough. You can see that camera vibrating up there a little bit. But if this was in any other car, that camera would be bouncing off the windscreen, because this is an insanely rough road. Now this one is powered, this is a ML250, so it's powered by a 2.2 litre diesel engine. And while during acceleration it actually does use quite a bit of fuel, you can live with that. It's a very big car. When you're cruising, it doesn't. It actually sits on a motorway about 5.2 litres per 100 kilometres. Now there's little I can do about the sun these days, folks. The sun gets low in the sky early here. So the sun is shining on that camera. I'm going to turn the corner in a second, we'll get the sun off the camera. One thing I will say for the diesel engine is that it's insanely smooth. And when I say smooth, I really do mean smooth. Even when you do the stop-start. First car I've had ever that doesn't vibrate when it starts up again. And that's because I think Mercedes paused the engine rather than actually switch the engine off. Now watch, I'm pulling up to a junction, here I am, stop start. There it is. I didn't feel that happen, okay? Now I'm going to start it again once that car passes by. I'm going to start it again, you ready? Not a kick, not a tiniest vibration out of the car. I felt it go into gear. I felt the gear engaged and ready to pull away from the junction, but I did not feel the engine start at all. And that is the first one of these, I can honestly say, hand on heart, that has happened. That deserves a huge round of applause to Mercedes. I understand they invented the diesel engine. I know all about that part. But irrespective of that fact, being able to do the stop-start thing without any vibration, that involves a lot of engineering, a lot of work, and a lot of hard work to do it too. The other thing about the engine is, I'm doing 100 kilometers an hour at the moment, and it doesn't even look like it because you're so high off the road, it looks like you're going backwards. But there's no noise in here. Faint rumble, a whoosh of air around the car. That's all you get. It's like that the whole time. It just sits there, chewing up mile after mile, getting you where you want to go at all times. This is one of the most complete versions of this car that I've seen, and The reason I think I like it so much is because I like the Jeep Grand Cherokee so much. It's the same sort of feel to the whole thing. There is a proper feel of quality, fit, finish, wood veneers, metals, plastics. It just works, Mercedes. This is brilliant. This is unique. It's been such a long time since I've driven something that's been as complete a unit as this. And yes, I do agree with people that say it's boring. It is a bit boring to drive. Perhaps a little bit boring to look at if you don't put the chrome stuff on the outside like on this one. But I wouldn't care sitting in here when I just want to get home, when I just want to get from A to B, it will do that. If A to B involves crossing the top of a mountain somewhere, it'll do that too. That's the point. This even has the hill descent thing. I have modes here as well. I can go for sport, I can go for manual, I have a flappy paddle box. Okay, the gear stick is where the headlights should be. That's Mercedes. Automatic wipers means I just set this thing and it does the rest itself. I have cruise control hidden away neatly underneath here with speed limiter. I have nice gadgets and toys. And by the way, the Bluetooth works in this one. USB still doesn't work. Despite Mercedes putting in a horde of cables for every kind of Bluetooth device you might have. You've got, and now a second, just undo that bit. You've got all them cables. Look, you can have a choice. There's one there for iPhone, there's one there for USB, there's one for everything. All contained in a little box in the middle. It is a unique car, a beautiful car. I can't give it higher praise. I really can't. It is brilliant, and I do love it, especially at night time. Because along here is actually all lit, and all under here, it's all lit. And it feels like you're sitting in a first-class cabin of the best airliners in the world. It really does. I've driven home the other night at night time, and it just got on with the job. Trundling down roads, down motorways, everywhere else. And it was really economical as well. Really. That's not a joke or anything. I'm just serious now when it comes to the economy level of things. It's spot on. Hats off, Mercedes. This is brilliant. Boring, but brilliant. Absolutely perfect car. I'd buy this. I mean, I'd really buy this.